onde tá no projetor 2500
Aí, beleza, galera? Mais um vídeo aqui no canal. Hoje é 25. Me acompanha de novo. Sou a presidenta do clube de fãs. Como estamos?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Iniciar janela.
Aqui,
2500.
preparando batido com leite de vaca solteira.
Qué rico.
Uhum. Então, vou para aqui. Vou no banheiro, galera. Seguimos com o evento. Já volta aí.
Six slider deslizante 0
Vamos gravar.
minutes.
Foi evento.
Super
YouTube
hyped
video
because
player in full
unfortunately video
screen
games
clicável.
through
Voice
our
acting
local
for
agents
video
only
games.
come like kind of once in a blue
Yeah.
moon, like maybe once or twice a year. So when they come through the agent, it's like, "Ugh," and try to get super hyped about that. And then find a lot of indie games on Discord as well too. But mainly it's just, you know, looking at, a lot of times you only get like one picture of the character and you have to do a lot of analysis, just kind of breaking down, okay, what are they like in this and okay. And then you kind of have to, and sometimes it can be like a full breakdown of the character's history and their likes and dislikes. And then sometimes it's just like one line. And then you gotta, so really a lot of it is looking at the audition and seeing how much guesswork I'm gonna have to do. And then if it's spelled out for me, then I can really kind of sit in it. But then if I know that it's just kind of short breakdown, then I got to get the wheels turning and make some strong decisions. But I'm always hyped because I love doing video games, so.
Yeah, so I don't really get nervous anymore because, I mean, I've been teaching for so long that, you know, I kind of have to live by what I say. There are a lot of VO artists that are out there, and there's so many auditions, and you cannot take it personally if you do not get it. You could have the best audition in the world. There's just some inflection that someone else did where, you know, they're the ones that got it, right? So I try not to get discouraged or like super nervous. You know, it's something that I love to do, and I'm excited enough that like I have a booth in my own house, so I don't have to go anywhere, especially because Seattle traffic is hell. But you know, I have a comfortable setting. I have a safe space for myself to be as crazy as I need to be. And I am super active when I'm doing my auditions. So like my hands are flailing all over the place. I'm surprised I don't smack my husband or my kid anytime I am auditioning. And I have this nice little sign on my door that says, "Do not come in," or "Yes, you can come in," and you know, just knock and all of that. So I have created a space myself, and a lot of you can do it because I actually taught a lot of voiceover for home, like in home studios, especially during the pandemic, because that's when voiceover kind of excelled a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're creating your own atmosphere, I feel like it would make things a lot easier compared to like having to go out to a studio and being stared at by tons of people that you don't know.
I would just add to that and say I'm very fortunate to have national representation and be LA based. So that does afford me a certain volume of video game auditions that I probably wouldn't get if I wasn't based in LA. So because of that, I have the luxury of just not over revering the process. Like it's a numbers game for me. It's churning them out. But when you have a deluge of volume like that, you have to still make sure you respect each script. And so I use what I call is the C method. So it's the overlap of script analysis to find the story that's being told, and then the emotion that's in that story. And so I use what's called the emotion wheel to drill down on the emotion that's being conveyed. And then the other E being experience. And I try to find a personal experience that I have that elicits that emotion in myself, and then feel that, and then read the script. And so that's my process of just churning them out. And then you have to go in studio and do them. And so this very comfortable thing that you created in the privacy of your own home, you then have to replicate that in front of 6 people staring at you on the other side of a glass.
That you don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, whenever I get a video game audition, I take a look at it, I read it, and I say, I'm not gonna book this. There's no way. And it allows me to play. So I don't worry about it. I just get in there and I do it, because you take the fear and the want and the anxiety of booking it away, and you just say, well, here's some I can play with, and I can add it to my repertoire of characters, or understand maybe a little bit more about myself, you know? And when I'm breaking down a script, I like to, you know, kind of give what the specs say to a point, that put my own self into it. But then I like to kind of randomly throw myself like a word or a concept or a plot point or just something that makes me, oh, I should try that. And that way I'm not overthinking it. I just do it. And sometimes that second take ends up being something that will stand out. So, you know, you want to try to surprise yourself as well.
Oh, ditto with everything. I do love like being gracious with yourself, especially when you don't book anything, because it is a numbers game, and at least for this actor here, you'll be told more than you're told yes, and that's just the nature of the business, so don't be hard on yourself. I just had a thought, like standing up, moving, because for me it helps to get myself into the character and identifying what that character wants, what they call the objective or the action, what they want, and then do it the way you would do it. Because I think ultimately, whoever's going to cast you wants to cast you, not what you think they want, but they're casting you. So just be yourself and how you would say these lines in the given circumstances.
And just to confirm for you specifically, Richard, because you have a lot of motion capture experience under your belt, when those auditions come through, are you doing any of them at home?
Motion capture auditions?
Motion capture auditions, or are they done in the studio like mocap now?
They are done in the studio.
Okay, that is
So
super
if
helpful.
you are leaning towards motion capture auditions, the biggest thing is like get to know your body in that, like do some yoga, go to the gym, just know that how your body moves, so you're not just a talking head, because you're acting with your entire body.
Yeah, and I do think there's overlap with those mocap auditions in addition to the voiceover auditions where everyone gets in their own head and there's a voice that's saying, I am not enough. My voice is not enough for this character. My body is not enough. And you don't give in to the people casting going, no, we're not going to hold you to that standard. You're either what we want or you're not what we want, and that's it. Yeah. So moving on from that, talking about auditions, this was really successful last year, so I want to do it again this year. I wanted to create a mock audition for a handful of my panelists who are willing to join me for this. Most of the auditions that you see online nowadays, they're all behind heavy NDAs, so I just wanted to make one. Last year we did this really fun Western RPG in a Baldur's Gate style. This particular year I wanted to give a bit of a challenge to all my actors who all have like theater experience and a little bit of improv. So I gave them a script somewhere about 48 hours in advance that they wanted to read it. I'll just go through it right now. Imagine that you get a casting call that you see online that's called In Space, No One Can Hear You Snort Laugh. It is a comedy sci-fi survival horror game. I'm kind of surprised that no one has tried this yet. Like you see the comedy sci-fi games, the horror survival games, the comedy survival horror games, but never all of this like all pushed together. So I'm making the joke that whenever you get these information, the standard is a 4-hour recording session, whether it's for union or non-union, and usually you're looking at what, like $250 for non-union, $300 for non-union?
With no residuals.
With no residuals. No residuals, no perpetuity, nothing like that. So I always make the joke that like, this is what we should be getting paid because you don't get residuals in video games like you get in TV or in film.
That's what people think we get. I tell you, sometimes people, man, wow, you must have really been making bank on that game. Like,
that
it
too.
bought me groceries.
Yeah, it turns out.
For 1 week.
So imagine you see an alert on like a Discord or a subreddit, or it's your agent who says, hey, it's a lot of money that's on the line. You have a turnaround of somewhere between like 24 and 12, sometimes even like 2 or 3 hours to kind of throw this together. I always make the joke at the bottom and it says it's due by 1:30 on Sunday, which means we've got about 45 minutes to get these voices in. But we want to save some time for a general Q&A at the end of it. So with no further ado, to give an introduction as to what the vibe of this particular video game is, Richard, would you mind giving us the introduction?
You got it. The cosmos can be scary, but sometimes you have to laugh in the cold vacuum of space just to prevent yourself from crying or screaming or just completely losing your mind. Such are the circumstances of the crew aboard the USG I Don't Wanna. Especially for you, Captain. Your voyage, both a luxury cruise and a trade mission, has taken a drastic turn when an unknown alien presence boards the spaceship. And it's your duty to survive and defeat this alien threat.
Uh-oh.
Part Left 4 Dead, part System Shock 2 with some Shaun of the Dead vibes thrown in. Welcome aboard, Captain. Also, stop laughing, crying, and or screaming. You're depleting precious oxygen.
So, depending on the audition that you get, it's going to vary wildly with how much information they're giving you. As Drew said, sometimes you get this big, huge breakdown of what the character is. If you're lucky, you have a picture that describes what the character looks like. And they might describe more of what the vibe of the game is. Otherwise, you have to do some detective work. The further thing that I will explain to help put us into the theater of the mind of what kind of video game I'm thinking of here with the script. The first act is more of a Mass Effect 2 on board the Normandy, more of a social interaction sort of game before the alien parasite boards it. And then the second act is more of a survival horror game. Think Alien Isolation or the Dead Space franchise. And then the final act is when you finally get together with the survivors and you fight back the alien horde. Think like Dead Space 3, Resident Evil 5 and 6, when they realize, oh, action games make more money than survival horror, it turns out. So we're going to go through a handful of different characters here that I've given to my associates. I'm going to have a couple different people coach them, if that's quite all right. And we're going to start with Matthew here.
Oh, shit.
So, yep, sounds all right. 13 plus. Usually, I like the idea in these games that the PC character is the captain, who's very much a choose your own adventure with gender, look, and general personality. But then these are all the NPCs that the player character interacts with. So we'll start up here with Gunnery Sergeant Stan Delaney, just your standard military badass who got put into head of security for some reason. What you're gonna see up at the top is a basic description of the character and like his backstory. Over to the right beneath the portrait, the picture reference, you're gonna see this is the kind of actor that we're looking for and the kind of vibe that we want, including the voice comp. So you've got Michael J. White, you've got Idris Elba with any American accent, because he does a lot of American accents. And then you've got those 3 sample voice lines, and we're going through those, and then we'll be doing some different coachings. So Matthew, unless you have any questions, I'm gonna coach you. When you're ready, go right ahead.
Yeah, just a bit about my approach really quickly.
Oh, please, yeah.
So first, I'd like to start with the martini. And no, I'm just joking.
Long walk.
Yeah.
Can I curse or not in here?
What?
Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
cool.
you're allowed
You like
to
the
swear.
swears?
Yeah.
All right.
Honey iced tea.
So oftentimes, like you were saying earlier, the specs are the specs, right? But I'm not in my late 40s. I'm in my 20s. That's a lie.
Roll deception with disadvantage.
So like I don't try to do affected voices or language. Like that's not my skill set. I don't make character voices, even though I do a lot of characters. So I just bring me to it. I don't know how to sound like my late 40s. We're both doing the same character. And you have a much deeper, richer voice. So knowing that I'm going against people like him, I'm going to just stay in my wheelhouse and just approach it my way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that note,
With
more
that
of like
said,
a 30s Stan Delaney who's been in the service for 20 plus years. We're gonna make this happen. When you're ready, buddy.
Be
Can you
very
read the
militant.
context?
Yes.
I'm watching you.
Can you read the context for me?
Oh, the context. Oh, absolutely. So in this particular moment, you've got threatening a belligerent cruise passenger.
You lay another goddamn hand on me, and I'ma serve that martini right up your ass. Shaken, not stirred, motherfucker.
Whoa. 13 plus. So we'll keep the fudges. We'll 1 or 2 fudges, but we'll have the one. Yeah.
We'll dub that over with Mickey Vicky in the playback.
There it goes. Okay, so number 2. So you're locking and loading multiple firearms, and you're correcting an assessment from the scientist who says, "Well, we can reason with these creatures. Surely we can understand them better." When you're ready.
Well, while you were greasing down pistons and drooling over stress tests, I lost my whole platoon to a bunch of parasites on Corneria. Just like this alien freak on our ship. Creatures like these can't be reasoned with. They can't be understood. Either we neutralize them, or they neutralize us.
Nice.
Yeah,
I want to mention, sometimes when people write the script, like when I wrote the script, I said, oh, do I need to italicize them or put it in caps? No, because a good actor will know that's what you emphasize on the line. So nicely done with that. Number 3, so we're in the middle of a heavy firefight. You've got sounds of these screaming alien horns slashing at you on all sides. And let me just see what you do with this line.
Yo, bogey, 10 o'clock, truce, grenade, 8 o'clock, damn it, we're not gonna push these bastards back before lunch. Lunch, 2 o'clock.
Great. I don't really have very many notes. We're just gonna try like 1 or 2 alternative takes just for fun. I think this first one was great. I like the laughing of it or whatever. But just for fun, can I see a little bit more of that gravitas? Can I just see the little laugh and then drop it completely and say, okay, now you mess with the bowl and now here come the horns. Let me hear that on that line again. And let me give you a little cue line into it. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Security Man, do you know who my father is? When you're ready.
You lay another hand on me, and I'll serve that martini right up your ass. Shaken, not stirred.
Good. I know, let that fudge. Aw. For this particular one, I really like what you did with there. I just like, I like a little more hurried energy. Like the oxygen is depleting, the hordes are coming in, and with every second they waste trying to have this BS line of thinking, the more people die. So just add a little bit of urgency to it as you're locking and loading.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Well, while you were greasing down pistols and drooling over stress tests, I lost my whole platoon to a bunch of parasites back on Corneria, just like this alien freak on our ship. Creatures like this can't be reasoned with, truce. They can't be understood. Either we neutralize them or they neutralize us.
Solid.
Solid.
I just want to hear this one more time. Notice how he pulls back from the mic when he's doing these effort sounds. That's what you do as well in there. Same. The grenade is the one you throw yourself. The bogey is what you hear on your side. And then let's make it really up close on the mic and hush like you're talking to your squad right next to you before you pull back on lunch 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
On comms or out in the field?
No, they are right there on side you with the trenches. So let me hear that volume difference of like shouting, grenade, bogey. Oh man, this is not gonna work out. And then shout it again.
Got you. Team! Bogey, 10 o'clock! Grenade, 8 o'clock! Damn it, Truce. We're not gonna push these bastards back before lunch. Lunch! 2 o'clock, man!
Good. Nicely done, man. Cool. All right, now we're gonna switch over to Keith. And Matthew, would you mind coaching Keith?
Can I catch my breath?
Yeah. No. But you can catch your breath while I ask Keith. Tell me a little bit more about your process and how you prepare for these things.
Yeah, I like to look at the script and I like to think about it a long time and then throw all that away. Honestly, because I tend to overthink. And so the best way for me to do it is to just get all that out outside of the booth, and then just shovel it away, kind of get a fresh perspective on it. You want to think of the emotional beats of every single part of the script because they want to hear that you have range. They want to hear that you're able to do different emotions and different ways to try to get what you need. And it prevents you from sounding flat the whole way through. Even in a script that's not just lines or the different segments there, it's like a whole script. You want to show your range. You want to show, so I try to figure out like, okay, this one's going to be this way, and I think this one I'll try that. So it just gives the character a little bit more life by breaking it down like that.
Yeah. So what you got for this character, the TLDR, is a dead husband hallucination similar to the dead wife trope we see in so many survival horror situations. And Matthew, you're coaching at the helm, so when you guys are ready.
Don't suck.
Hey there, okay. Hey there, Space Bear. Whoa. Hey. Wow, you look great. You were always wearing my dress shirts around the pod, so I figured I'd wear yours this time. It's pretty tight. Yeah, I got broader shoulders, so it's kind of hard to move. Yeah, I didn't think this through.
Excellent. Nice. Can I do something different? Can I take it each section at a time?
Oh, you can take a section at a time,
Perfect.
sure.
Let's drill down on this. Let's do one more read. I think this is the first time that he's seen his spouse since death. I think let's see if it's a little bit more coy in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like she's overwhelmed, so you're kind of like consoling her a little bit. Yeah, so like you're kind of inviting her in, not projecting so much. And then I think you nailed the turn for the comedy. It's pretty tight. You nailed that, and that's in your wheelhouse. I say just do it again, and this time let's be a little bit more coy and inviting at the top because she's overwhelmed. She hasn't seen you in 5 years. You've been dead this whole time. And also, where are you all? Are you in the bedroom? Are you in the oxygen chamber? Are you in the weapons chamber? Like, where are you at on the ship?
I would say I'm definitely in the bedroom because this is kind of like a hallucination dream.
Ow. All right, so make it a little bit more intimate. Bring that proximity a little closer.
Got it. Hey there, Space Bear. You look great. You were always wearing my dress shirts around the pod, so I figured I'd wear yours this time. It's pretty tight. I've got broader shoulders, so it's kind of hard to move. Oh, I didn't think this through.
Excellent. All right. So, for the second one, this is begging for his spouse to do what's right for both of them.
Honey, you can make this all go away. Until it's just the two of us, right? Just go to the ballroom. Right? She's waiting for you there, and she'll bring you back to me. Don't rob us of this chance to be together. See what I did there? It's wrong.
All right. Yeah, no. Damn, that was good. Let's see this. For B, that's a solid A take. For B, let's maybe not give the tears too soon.
Got it.
So save those until you're fighting back the tears. And then who is she that he's referring to? She's obviously some sort of catalyst that's going to bring them together. So there's a bit of, he's pleading, he's begging. So let me feel that plea at the top. And again, keep that proximity more
Mas
intimate.
hoje realmente começa a Tokyo Game Show. Então tá trazendo pra vocês aqui em breve. Em sequência, os eventos. Eu vou estar gravando isso aqui primeiro. Porque como eu vou estar em um procedimento médico, de 19 a dia 26, eu não poderei fazer nada durante os próximos dias. Então, ficarei.
Excellent. And let's we'll move on. But just what we do sometimes, if the whole take is great and maybe one line could be better, we'll do what's called a punch in. So punch in, she'll bring you back to me, but emphasize the you back to me.
Yeah.
She'll bring you back to me.
É limpeza geral da alma.
She's waiting for you there. She'll bring you back to me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And so the third one, the captain refuses Rob's offer and slowly builds in anger.
Região.
You were always a foolish person, Space Bear. I left you with a smooth brain and a broken heart when I died. But don't worry. Before we reach the colony, I will rip your heart right out of your chest.
Shit, that's terrible. Right. Love it. All right. And for the B read for this, that was fantastic. I feel like we're hitting some of the same notes. So the same voice that you used for 1 and 2, you also started 3 with. Let's, he's going to build an angle, but you can still start him a little higher, so maybe change the proximity. Everything's been intimate, move her closer to like maybe 5-10 feet away. Change that.
30 minutos de evento.
You were always a foolish person, Space Bear. I left you with a smooth brain and a broken heart when I died. But don't worry, do not worry. Before we reach the colony, I will rip your heart right out of your chest.
Perfect. Excellent.
Thank you. My writer heart is very happy right now. Oof.
Now, so I want to say,
Get me a producer and I will make this a real game.
It's interesting because, like, yeah, we're giving each other direction. Like, well, how do we do that in the booth? You have to be that voice. You have to just, you know, do yourself the best favor you can. Just try to separate yourself, do the read, step out of the booth, listen back, because that keeps your engineer director brain separate from your actor brain. And you listen back and you say, oh, you know what? And if you can't quite figure out what it is you want to do, like Matt said, like proximity, simple change. Like, so flip a coin and go, am I near or far? Okay, let's try it far this time, right? So you can do everything in a binary way, and it kind of makes it a little easier to make those choices.
Yeah. Well, what I will add on to that is, you know, even if you're just getting started off, people have seen enough TV shows, video games, and movies, and we do what's called, a medium close-up. You can think to yourself, what does it look like in my head? I've seen this before in another movie or TV show. How close does this feel like it should be? And what does the screen say that how close it should be?
So off of that, active listening, and I've worked with lots of directors, and a lot of time, and have sometimes been part of the casting process, and there will be a director where they'll be like, they're always looking for somebody who can take direction. And I've even seen situations where like, that cat was really, really experienced and really, really good, but this dude was also really good, but not as good, but he listens and takes direction. So we're going to go with him.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, moving on. Abby, you're up. So I was pretty proud of my pun here. The don't worry about it artificial intelligence, also called the
Ai, não se preocupem.
Because you've got to have in all these games, you know, whether it's System Shock or that you have to have the AI that slowly turns and feeds over. And yeah, I am.
E 4 também. Por quê?
Oh, yeah.
So whenever you're ready, unless you. Oh wait, no. Let's talk about your process. You talked about it a little bit, like setting the space and like this is my space. Nobody comes in. Anything else?
I mean, I do a martini too.
Shaking, that's
no. I'm weird. I read the entire thing and record it first, and then I'll go back and do like a little bit more research just so like I can just get it out of my brain. And I go back and I coach myself. You're saying, okay, there are spots here where I can change and do more, or oh, that makes sense now. You know, after I've like read the whole thing and everything. So yeah, anytime I make mistakes, I usually clap right there because like then it'll catch the place where you feel like you messed up, and then you can easily just go back. So yeah, I'm very neurodivergent, very ADHD, and so I do things backwards. And that just works for me. So.
Well, okay, when you're ready, let's hear your do I.
Okay. Sorry, I lost my voice again.
Oh, yeah, you and me both. Right? You and me both, too. Okay.
Are you certain you wish to proceed? You've already had more facial reconstruction surgeries than I've had software updates. That is, at least one more than 272 software updates.
Good. Well, let's actually, let's do these one at a time.
Sure.
Let's have it a little more monotone, which I think will add to the humor of, you're saying very factually what's basically an insult. So, you know, and if we can get just a little bit of that melody, that like AI melody, are you certain you wish to proceed?
Okay.
And to give you context, this is in the space where, once again, the player's going like, okay, it's been 5 minutes. I want to change my look again for my my Tav, my Commander Shepard. And so you're making a dig at that, and you're just stating these things very factually. And feel free to like play with the 272 as if like you've pre-recorded for like an answering machine, multiple choices, so that it sounds like you're just like pulling it from your database. Yeah, when you're ready.
Are you certain you wish to proceed? You've already had more facial reconstruction surgeries than I've had software updates. That is at least one more than my 272 software updates.
Good. No, amazing. Okay. For this next one, there's a guy on board, Creek. He's a survivor. There's other sides that talk about who Creek is, but basically he was caught in an air vent, and now he's resisting being taken into custody. And so while he's like saying like, "Stay away, man! Don't do it! I'll do it, man!" You are over the PA monitor warning him that excessive force will be dealt with swiftly.
Intruder, do not resist being taken into custody. Further resistance risks a high statistical probability of death by gunshot. A punch to the face is also likely.
Good. Let's do that one more time. I think this is good. Let's add just a little bit of an increase in volume and intention, which was you were programmed in to say, like, no, seriously, dude, you are going to get so messed up if you stay on this thing. Okay. And then have it at the end after you say death by gunshot, have it be a little more of a pause, and then also just throw it on as like a little tag at the end, like a little data aside. When you're ready.
Intruder, do not resist being taken into custody. Further resistance risks a high statistical probability of death by gunshot. A punch to the face is also likely.
Yeah, great. And the third one, when you're ready.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your fortitude is considerable, Captain. The probability of the crew surviving has slightly increased, but your death remains a statistical inevitability.
Good.
That word is hard.
Yeah, it is. A statistical inevitability.
Why would you do that to me?
Why? Because I can.
I'm gonna find you after this.
Yeah, you know where I live. So I really like this one. I would love to hear again more of that melody, as if like the melody is your curiosity. You're saying, interesting new algorithm, computing, and then you can have that, and then let's see that turn on the, slightly increased, but your death remains, and then let it just be cold, hard logic, as if you're like depleting the oxygen levels as you're saying this.
Okay.
So yeah, when you're ready.
Your fortitude is considerable, Captain. The probability of the crew surviving has slightly increased, but your death remains a statistical inevitability.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Abby. So again, give yourself some time to play around with it. And I really love what Keith said about you don't always have this second or this third person saying, well, have you considered this? Because there's the turnaround and you're stuck in your teeny tiny little booth. But you can take a step outside and trust your own self to go, okay, putting on my director's hat now, my coaching hat, what's missing? What's missing with this read? What have I heard before that really affected me in storytelling that I can apply as myself to this character? Awesome. Abby, if you would not mind coaching Drew as we go back to Gunnery Sergeant Stan Delaney.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Let's go.
And prefaces that I am mixed black and native, so. Yeah.
You remember me asking you that time? I was just like, okay, what's nationality? Black and indigenous. Great.
Indigenous,
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Authentic
this is
casting.
my brother.
Yeah. Dear friends, authentic casting, ladies and gentlemen. When you're ready, guys.
You want to just take it here?
I take it.
Take it. Lay your hands on me again, and I'll serve that martini right up your ass. Shake it, not stirred.
Excellent.
Don't clap. Don't you
But
do
it's
that.
so good.
I
just had more.
God damn. Okay. Damn it, Drew. You know what? Honestly, I loved all of that. Let's play with the end, though. Let's make that less serious.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Lay your hands on me again, and I'll serve that martini right up your ass. Shake it, not stirred.
Yes, yes. So good.
While you were greasing down pistons and drooling over stress tests, I lost my platoon to a bunch of parasites back on core area, just like this alien freak on our ship. Creatures like these can't be reasoned with, can't be understood. Either we neutralize them
leyendo
or they
un
neutralize
guión.
us.
Es un evento de práctica de doblaje.
I would love, I want a little more range, right? So like that first part when you're saying while you're greasing down pistons, let that be just like a little bit less serious, and then move into like the gravitas of losing your whole platoon, right? These are your brothers and sisters that died. So just, I want more gravitas with that. And then at the very end too, the neutralize them, because that's like the last possible hope that you have in order to destroy this entire, to make this effort end. So gravitas on that platoon part and more gravitas on that neutralize them part. And you're just building. I want to hear you build up to those parts.
Okay. So start off just kind of cool.
Yeah, and then motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
Motherfudger. Sorry.
Fudger, man.
We'll fix it in post.
Editing. We're changing that to mother, father in post.
Mother, father. While you were greasing down pistons and drooling over stress tests, I lost my entire platoon to a bunch of parasites back on Corneria. Just like this alien freak on our ship. Creatures like these can't be reasoned with, can't be understood. Either we neutralize them or they neutralize us.
My heart.
Ooh.
Yeah, way back on this mic.
Yeah.
There you go.
So remember, bogey's like out there. Like that means you have incoming coming to you. And then like Casey was saying with the grenade, then you're facing that way too. So like you're trying to like get away from this missile RPG, whatever it is. And then I feel like the lunch 2 o'clock one is like a whisper. I just want to get that off the bat. As my military brain is just like, okay, so sorry, gave you a little bit before.
Bogey, 10 o'clock. Grenade, 8 o'clock. Damn it. We're not going to push these bastards back before lunch. Lunch, 2 o'clock.
That was it right there. Beautiful. All right, I have no notes on that.
Good.
That's great.
Okay, cool. As we're wrapping up this particular session, I will say we've got about like 15 minutes left here, just about. So if you want to find the microphones on either side, we're going to do a very, very quick general Q&A. So if you guys want to start up there for those questions. But before we do that, I don't know, any other discoveries from the panel that we had about like, here's what I liked what this person did that I forgot to mention, or, no?
The amount of physicality. I mean, the thing I love about both of us reading the same character, there's so many different ways to approach it. We sound totally different, but there's some similarities, obviously. But the physicality, so I read the bogey line as I was in the field, throwing, shooting. You read it like you actually grabbed pins and like you were in a machine. And it changed the complete feel of it. So just that amount of physicality, that amount of specificity in the booth can change. The vocal tone can be similar, but the approaches can make all the difference in the world.
I will also say that there have been times, and I think just about everybody on this panel can agree with me, there have been times where I had a really, really strong audition I felt really good about, and I didn't get it, but it led to more work later on. You had the casting directors that says, hey, you do good work and we see that, and it may not be a yes right now, but it will be a yes down the line because we want to keep seeing you and keep having you in the ring for these things.
The audition is the job.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're doing it for. You're there to impress the casting director, and you're there to make yourself, learn more about what you're able to do. That's what your goal is.
Yeah, I got a lot more independent work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And majority of the time, my audition is amazing in the car.
Yeah, I know, right? I was
not
so good
so
in the
great.
shower. You guys, I was so good in the shower.
Damn!
Improv.
Yeah.
The power of improv.
Very
I think we
important.
all naturally did it. Like we all went off script, and I mean, the writers love their scripts, and their words are so precious. But there will be a time, like the last AAA video game I did, it was written by a bunch of South African people who mostly knew rugby, but the character was a Black American who was a football player. And so they did the only research they could, but they couldn't really understand the culture.
Yeah.
And so I had to improv 50% of the script over a 5-hour session. Like, it was insane. But I don't get paid more for that. It's essentially writing. But the ability to improv will only save a script, but it'll also help you get into the mind of the character, which will get you a better read.
Absolutely. We are gonna, in the 2-minute mark, we're gonna give some free resources for those of you who want them about getting started into voiceover, the next steps and things like that, as well as a plug for everybody for how you can reach us on social media, especially for those of you who would like to take coaching from one of us for voiceover. But we're gonna get through as many of these as humanly possible. We'll start over here on the left.
Hiya, can I ask, I have 2 possible questions, I'll only ask one, but would it be possible if I ran through at least one of the lines of the AI, like tried that out? Because that would I would actually love to do that.
Do it.
All right.
Go for it.
Number 2, deep breath, go ahead.
Okay. Number 2?
Yeah.
Line. Intruder, do not resist being taken into custody. Further resistance risks a high statistical probability of death by gunshot. A punch to the face is also likely.
Solid. Thank you so much.
Definitely had HAL 900 on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. any questions that you have, feel free to ask them to us afterwards, but that was a very, very solid read. I liked it. It was just nice up and close, and the melody was perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is relating to what you just mentioned about improv there, but as a little bit of a clarity. So when I've seen these auditions in the first place, I always kind of feel like, I have to get everything right. Like anytime I mess up any single word, even conceptually, I always feel like, I gotta take another take for this kind of thing. What is the balance? Because obviously you don't want to go completely off script, but what generally are people looking for, or are there different kinds of directors?
So they always talk about having an in, right? Like a beginning part. So like, what is your beginning part? And a lot of the times you can add that. But what Matthew was saying is writers love their scripts. And if you deviate too much, you're not the writer. You're just the person that's auditioning. So it's not a huge issue to maybe add like one word or something like that, but they're looking for people who can take direction, and direction is for you to audition the script that's given to you. So some people are fickle, some people are not, but you also have to do what's comfortable for you, and that's why we play with beautiful audio recording software where you can sometimes delete a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And also, there's very different beasts for where we're auditioning. Pretty much everything that we audition for, we get at home.
Yeah.
And when we send our stuff in, most likely, it's if we do improv, very, very little. But when you're auditioning with folks in the room, you can ask them if they can improv.
Yeah.
And I think when it's in person, there's much more room for improv.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different beasts. And but for up here, if you're up here, all recorded auditions, all at home.
Yeah.
Most, like 99%.
99%. I got 4 today.
I would recommend.
The quick thing is,
go ahead.
think about your character first before anything, right? And then you listen back and you go, oh, oops, I forgot a word. Don't overthink what you're not saying right. Think about why you're saying what you're saying, who it is that's saying this, and then you can go back and go, all right, now I know that. I should probably let me do the line a little bit better where they actually have written.
Yeah.
So.
Your improv should add, not take away. It should not transform and also do 2 takes. One that's a straight read, and the second one where you have improv.
Yeah.
And you had something, Richard. No?
Sometimes if you did, say you inadvertently switched a word, if it's a really good take, I'm of opinion like, the people who are auditing it will be gracious for that one mistake, because if that's the good take that you really, really enjoy and represents your work, I would leave it.
Yeah. Well, this guy can't read, so he's out. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ai, que palhaço.
Hey guys, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I've been doing voiceover stuff for a few months now, and I've gotten like a few gigs on the pay-to-play sites like voices.com and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I'm curious if you could recommend one other venue for someone who's just starting out to do, like besides pay-to-play stuff that's like accessible for someone that doesn't have tons of social connections and stuff. What would it be? Like direct marketing or like, you know, networking or what?
Ooh, networking, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There are so, like I literally, that's why my voice is worse now. I literally went to a Women in Film event on Friday where there were a ton of producers and filmmakers and people who had projects that they're looking for actors for, like whether it's voice or anything like that. There are tons of events here in the state of Washington where you can go. I mean, all you have to do is just subscribe to like some of the groups or film festivals, you know, things like that. And we were actually talking about how all of these worlds are interconnected, like composers, anyone who's musicians, post, you know, because I do mainly like producing and film work now. And so there are so many things that are out there where they're always looking for like narrators or, you know, people to do like a quick voiceover kind of thing over a film project. So yeah, definitely going to or like looking up events. Nava also,
yeah,
which
Nava.
is here. I mean, I do casting call
Casting Call Club.
Casting Call Club, and I think it's VO123 also. That's free. I mean, you get a limited time on like stuff that you can apply for. But I'm broke, so you know, I like go. I mean, I'm not broke, but I'm broke. So I usually go on like sites like that too. You know.
Workshops. Let me ask. Yeah, workshops. Let me ask one question. Are there any game devs in this room right now? Hi, I'm Keith Houston. I'm a voice actor. If you've got anything you're working on,
there you go.
Right,
Yeah.
There you go.
Introduce yourself to game devs. Get out there. Start talking to people. That's how you just network. So
There are also, you can find like meetups here in Seattle where game devs will have socials, social events, and just to go introduce yourself and this is what you do. I mean, they'd like to hear from you. And
And the more you have a solid reel or samples that you're really proud of, the easier it's going to be when they say, oh, let's hear your work. And you're like, great, here's what I just did.
Yeah.
Now you have an idea.
Workshops.
Have a link ready.
And you want to be building towards representation. One important thing to know is pretty much if you want to do indie games, but if you want to build towards anything that's going to be like larger release, they pretty much strictly go through agencies. So it depends on what your goal is. Like but yeah, networking awesome for indie games, and then but getting to like a AAA game, it's like, you know, you kind of almost have to have representation.
Yeah, of course.
Workshops and coach with people who cast.
Research the agencies here too, because there are a lot of organizations that say that they're a casting agency and they're not. Like Seattle Talent, they're not.
Gotcha.
They said it.
As you can see, we could talk about this for a long time, but
we can.
talk to us more about it
Thank you,
afterwards.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
We're trying to get 2 or 3 more questions in. Go ahead, on your right.
Hi there. My first question was kind of a bit of a two-part, was just, if you're going to take this seriously on a practical sense, what are the first 3 things you should do?
Research.
Yes.
Acting foundation is one of my buddies, Michael Blum says, it's voice acting.
Yeah.
So basically, get a solid level of beginning acting. And again, one of the biggest things that I teach my students is improv. Just like Matthew said, improv is everything. Because when you're, just like we did today, you notice how much improv we're actually doing. And you have to have the ability to, when you start off acting, you're going to start off with improv, and there's a reason for that. But so improv, solid base of acting, that to me, that is the most important thing. Because when people who are casting, they know the difference between somebody who has training and somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
So
I want to add community in there because this is a tough business. You know, sometimes you have droughts where you're not getting anything, and you can start to really doubt yourself. Have a good community, people you can lean on, fellow voice actors, just friends. You know, keep yourself, you know, in the good mental space for that, and that'll keep you going.
I will also add to that a good understanding of usage. and make sure you are not selling your voice for pennies on the dollar.
Oh, God,
The value of your voice is immense. I'm going to go on a quick tangent, but like for just like 10 seconds. Because you will be propositioned as a beginner, people will try to use your voice for cheaper than what it should be used. If it's going to be used for like a union or national or training, and then AI is a whole nother thing. But like those, with the work I do with Nava, I know this. The value of your voice is worth millions of dollars to these AI companies. So never sell your voice for anything less than it's worth. And while you're on these pay-to-play sites, make sure you're protecting yourself with the Nava AI writer to make sure that your voice files are not used to make or train AI. And also make sure you have a contract. So even if you're non-union, on the Nava website, we have a scope of work agreement, which is a non-union contract that you can use.
Yeah.
Know the business.
Know the business. And
Is
use
your
it.
second question a quick question, or can you save it for us?
Absolutely, and it
Yeah.
kind of leads into that. 3 most common mistakes you guys surprisingly see people make.
People who get booths and who like put their demos out before they're ready. Get your acting, get your coaching, have a coach say you're ready, then get your booth up, get your demo reel, and start making those cold calls to agents and production companies.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, positive.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do have time for just one more question here over on the right before we do our plugs.
You can always ask us. We'll be out there. So if you need to ask us
Hold on a
questions.
bit. So the reason why I was up here is I went to a fan convention last year with the longtime voice actor. The panel I went to, and they said that it's a very good idea to take a master class in order to get into the voice acting business. And well, unfortunately, someone like me doesn't have the capability of doing so. Is there a way to still get into the business without that, doing that thing?
There are master classes online, if you know where to look.
Yeah.
And we can probably give you some leads.
Would it be, how much would it cost? Because I don't know if I
Sliding scale. Absolutely sliding scale depending. There's like pre-recorded ones that you can take that are pretty cheap. So it all depends on like doing a little bit of hunting and investigating and talking to the right people.
Yeah. There's workshops here too.
Yeah.
Seattle Voice, Freehold. You know, there's different, but I mean, you have to get the training first before you go in.
Quick plug. Mindshift said, everyone says, how do I get into voice acting? You don't get in. It's not a racket to crack into. You become a voice actor. Changing the mindset is everything. Second, the National Association of Voice Actors has community classes that are virtual twice a month and are donation-based. So whatever you can afford to pay, that gets you access to the class. So if you like to come downstairs on the 3rd floor and stop by the Nava table, I can hook you up.
Yeah, how late are you going to be open this evening? Tell us that.
Till 6:30.
Yeah, till 6 when the panel's open.
And it will be outside. We can talk more.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a great, thank you so much for that question. That is our last one here. But again, we will be outside to answer any of your additional questions here before we wrap up. I have a couple of free resources that are here. I'm frankly surprised with the current status of X that VA casting retweet is still up and active, but I really like them because they're really about authentic casting, and they're about making sure that people, regardless of gender and ethnicity, that there's appropriate authentic casting for a lot of small independent groups out there. I want to be a voiceactor.com is one of my absolute favorites for the people who say, how do I get started? It's great for people who are searching around and going, okay, where do I even begin? Or I'm at this place, what do I do next? D. Badley Breaker has a great voiceover website for that. There's VoiceOver Voice Actor, which is a great book and audiobook by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. And then finally, make sure has everybody got a picture, screen capture, who needs of it? Great. And then finally up here at the top, these are our plugs for all the different individuals and the different works that they're doing. Raise your hand if you're a voiceover coach here on this stage. Yeah. So you have plenty of voiceover coaches who offer different services at different price points. Additionally, I always want to point out that Matthew here is one of the heads of Nava Voices, which are down on the 4th floor. They're really big about, as he mentioned, having those donation-based workshops, as well as making sure that there is fair usage of any sort of AI usage in voiceover as it becomes more and more prominent. So we've just got a few more seconds here. Any final thoughts, my lovely panel, about how to deal with the voice acting?
Can I add one more thing real quick?
Please do.
For local voice actors, if you go to meetup.com, we have the Seattle area voice actors networking together, Savant. That is the thing that we're building for local Seattle-based voice actors. We're going to be having a Discord open for that soon, so check that out if you're based here. There's going to be a lot of great resources there as well.
And last thing I would like to say is thank you for putting this together.
Oh, of course,
really
buddy, of course. Thank you guys so much for an amazing panel. An absolute dream as always. And for wherever you are in your voice actor journey, if you are a voice actor, you are always worthy and you are always enough. Thank you guys again for an amazing panel. We'll be outside to answer some more questions, and have a great rest of your PAX West.
Matthew, pleasure to meet
Yeah,
you.
come and chat with us outside if you have any further questions.
Galera, foi um evento em tanto, hein? A PAX West trazendo um evento de dubladores, dando uma palestra. Nunca tinha visto isso na minha vida. Em nenhum dos eventos que eu já cobri na história. Muito obrigado por me acompanharem. A mim, a placa número 1 da argentinaboluda.com, Maria Natália Gavilotti Puglieli, Maria Natália Gavilotti Puglieli, também ao público por nos acompanhar nessa live marota de hoje. Não é assim, meu amor? Assim mesmo. Estamos falando então por aqui então.
Acá estoy.
Assim, amor?
Es que, sí, totalmente.
Apoie nossas
Es que como,
músicas. Angelito de Cuatro Patas. E a próxima,
así es.
Maria.
María protege nuestra esperanza.
A partir de 1º de outubro.
Así es.
Eu vou estar anunciando mais ela aqui
Así
no
es.
canal em breve. Então, conto com o seu apoio. Valeu.
Iniciar
Falou.
janela.
E
Pesquisar
eu
janela. OBS
fui.
Discord.
Agora a gente vai repetir
OBS
sozinha. Vamos lá.
interromper
Só lá.
transmissão.
Valeu, falou, yo, fui.